Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Basking Broodscale combo. I was about to say Eldrazi Ram, but we are trying something new today. Would love this hand if we had a land, but we do not, so we'll mulligan. This hand is interesting. It's missing only a couple pieces. Actually, all it's missing is a Basking Broodscale, and this is a win. So I will keep. So we want Blade, we want Ballista, we want Cauldron, we want Rumble to Find, so we drop the Saga? Yeah? So we'll go Temple, play Blade, and pass. And pass. Temple. Pass. Grove. Rumble. Looking for Broodscale. No Broodscale. Finds an Emrakul, however. Yeah, could grab the Emrakul. And pass. And pass. Regardless, that does dig us deeper. I was thinking that they might Thought-Knot Seer here, but looks like maybe not. There's a Glaring Fleshraker of their own, so this could be Eldrazi. They call this Eldrazi deck, or this could be a... It's definitely not a mirror match, we know that much. There's the Basking Broodscale. Grove of the Burn Willows. So now I can cast Basking Broodscale. Equip Blade to Basking Broodscale. Sacrifice Eldrazi, or sacrifice the Eldrazi. Always yield. Always yes. Always yield. So now we make infinite mana. And an infinitely big Broodscale. And now we show that we have Aggie Soul Cauldron. So I need just a few more. So then we play Aggie Soul Cauldron. Play Ballista for 0. Aggie Soul Cauldron, Ballista. And put a counter on Broodscale. I then will remove a counter, targeting opponent, save targets, and repeat. And that's the game. Solid stuff. So this is, I'm going to say this is Eldrazi Midrange. Win for game 1. Now, I do need to note that this deck likely plays Karn the Greycard. Not even likely, almost 1000%. So we do have Thief of Existence. Trying to think what else. Haywire Might's good. Damping Sphere might not be bad, actually. It doesn't impact us as much as it impacts them. There's also an argument on Force of Vigor. Pithy Needle as well is not bad. Like, there's a lot of good hits here. So we look at everything that we could bring in. Next question is what we want to keep. We need to keep at least 12 green sources for Force of Vigor. We could cut to half lanes. Okay. We definitely need the Thief of Existence as a way to deal with Karn. Okay. Haywire Might's good. It's a good way to exile something, but maybe... If we're exiling something, what are we exiling that early? I guess maybe a Mind Stone? Maybe. Damping Sphere is not bad. Doesn't slow them down as much as I would like, but does slow them down. Maybe we cut the Might, keep the Pith, and we still need to cut 2. Maybe cut an Aggie and a Ballista? Something like this? Yeah, this seems right. Still need to figure out like a sideboard plan for the decks in the meta right now. That's something I'm still trying to kind of figure out. So still flying by the seat of my pants. I need to spend probably like a good day just working it out. There's a lot of cards that hit a lot of things. A lot of them are good. On the draw for game 2. Alright, so we have a piece, and we have 2 ways to search. One through Stirrings and one through Rumble. I'll keep. Nice thing about Saga is a way to also beat face and or beat down a Karn. Void, really? Interesting. And pass. There's Ballista. Okay, so now we have another way. So we need Broodscale no matter what. But then the next piece we need to find is either Aggie Soul or a Glaring Flesh Rake. So let's go Forest. Play Stirrings. No Aggie Soul but we do have a Thief of Existence, which I think is relevant. So I will grab Thief. And then pass. Next turn, I think we will play Saga into Rumble. There's a Saga of their own. Okay. Draw. Okay, so there's Aggie Soul. So now all we need at this point is a Basking Broodscale. I'll play Saga. Play Malevolent Rumble. So we're looking for a Basking Broodscale. There's the Basking Broodscale. Okay, next turn we'll have 4 mana. We don't have the win just yet, right? Because we'll have to play the Broodscale. We can play the Aggie Soul. We can exile a card from Yard. We'll be close, but not there just yet. We'll pass. Another Void. What am I playing against? There's the Glaring Flesh. Oh, this might be the Mystic Forge version. I see. So I'm actually less worried about a KGC now. Draw. Halfling's okay. Doesn't get me where I want, though. Now, I think we could... Are we able to actually kill Glaring Flesh? No, I don't think so. Because I can go Basking Broodscale. We can go Aggie Soul, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Get another token. Oh, wait. No, I don't have to win. I was just trying to think. Do I? Actually, no, we do. Because, yeah, we have 4. Hold on. So we go Forest. We go Basking Broodscale. Oh, no, we don't. I'm dumb. We're still 1 short. That's right. I was like, do we have it? But no, I can play it, I can equip it, but then I can't do anything thereafter. So I can play Aggie Soul. And then grow it. I can't kill the Fleshraker, but we can kill the spawn, which might be relevant. Alternatively, they could just grab a Pith and try and stop me from equipping, so maybe we just want to equip now. But if they do that, we have Thief. So do we care about that? Oh, hold on. Blade of the Blood Chief. Can I do something? I might be able to do something here. Equip. Yes. No. Damn. I was thinking if we do this, it will put a counter on it, but then what? Yeah, we'll put a counter on it. Kind of same idea as we played Aggie Soul. So, always yield, always yes. Still learning the deck, so like things like that like seem maybe obvious, but just slightly aren't. Actually, no, I'm dumb. Okay, no, I'm not crazy. So we do this again. And then we just keep on doing it. Always yes. And then I'll play an Aggie Soul. So now we have lethal. Okay. No, so I'm seeing the lines, but they just aren't like right in front of me right away until like it smacks me in the face and I'm like, no, this does work. So yeah, still getting used to the deck. But I mean, is that what 2 turn 3 wins? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And we just need to get to 20. And does the boon and scoop. Okay. All right. It's starting to make sense. I'm, what, 15 matches in now? So it's slowly but surely just kind of starting to click for me. Very interesting. I'm starting to enjoy the deck. I'm starting to make sense of it, starting to understand, okay, here are the pieces I need, no matter what Broodscale is at the focal point, if we want to combo. But we have these, like, also really interesting, like, not side combos, but, like, really strong plays and lines, even if Broodscale isn't available. I really like Agatha Soul Cauldron. I think it's underutilized. I'm running 3 of them. Might knock it down to 2. We'll see. We're going to start generating some data with this deck and tuning it accordingly. With that said, we'll be back for match 2. All right, and we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. We do have Gemstone Cavern. Okay, so once again, the hand is okay, but it's not great, right? Because we have Ballista, which we need for that part of the combo. I guess we just need Ballista, Broodscale, and Bloodchief, right? We technically don't need Aggie Soul, because then we can just generate infinite mana, play an infinitely big Ballista. So all we need here is a Broodscale. We have 4 copies in deck and 8 copies to find it, so I think we do keep this. I would like a Gemstone Cavern. And maybe exile the Prismatic Vista? That might be right. Gemstone. Exile Prismatic? I guess we could exile Forest. We have, I guess, actually, yes, we should exile Forest, and here's why. We only will have 1 colorless source. So yes, exile the Forest and pass. This way Prismatic can grab for a waste. And the waste can then... Ooh, hello Goblin Guide. Oh, no shot? Okay. Interesting. Well, there's the Basking Broodscale. We should not play it out into the open. I will play a Blade of the Bloodchief. I'll play Prismatic Vista. I'll pass. The biggest concern here now is them just holding up interaction for it, right? There's Eidolon. That is fine. I'll put a pause on end step. Agisoul. We'll fetch for a forest? No, for a waste, we said. So I think, is this a win? I think it's another turn. No, this might be a turn 2 win. Oh, I'm such an... I punted that. TLDR, I just realized I punted because we have the win. We can make infinite mana. I guess we can make an infinitely big Broodscale. Right? But we had the win, but I couldn't fetch because on top. I just needed that to stay on top. Ugh. That was dumb of me. Okay. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to play the Blade of the Grove of the Burn Willows. I'm going to play Basking Broodscale. That will trigger, sure, whatever. I'm going to equip Blade of the Bloodchief. From here, I'll generate infinite mana, make an infinitely big Broodscale, so it can't die to whatever, right? Basically, they'll be forced on blockers. Now, should I have just one here? Yes. Unfortunately. So, always yes. Always yes, always yield. I was like, oh, I'll just fetch for a waste. If I just waited, it would have been fine. So no matter what, we always have 2 blockers. Oh, I just realized something, though. I should have made it bigger. Yeah, I should have made it bigger on my turn. So still some little misplays here and there. Ugh. I guess they could have a path, but no. That was a mistake on my part. Elegant Parlor, that's fine. If they attack, we shouldn't block. Okay, Eidolon's fine. At this point, I'm just gonna make Broodscale big. Okay. So at this point, do you just want to... You can't really do much in the way of attacking. Oh. Well, that changes things. Because now I can go green, colorless, ES triggers. Triggers are fine. So now I can equip Broodscale. And then make you big. Always yes. And now we can make multiple spawns a turn, right? So now what this means is I can then play another Blade of the Bloodchief. Thankfully, we don't die. And now every time we sack 1, I should just do this. We now make 2. And the reason why this is relevant now is that we will have an infinitely big set of Broodscales. Oh, but I'm kind of dumb. I can't attack with these. So they just have a freaking... I should have held off. I mean, they have to block. So me thinking here, oh, well, I can attack with them. Yes, but not now. Which means I just die to a single freaking bolt. Ugh. If I just waited a turn, I would have been fine. Okay. So this shows me kind of getting ahead of myself. Not being 100% familiar with the deck and just punting the game. We had the win, right? We had the win, but I punted it by shuffling my Aggie Soul to my deck. This demonstrates one big thing about me. Like, once I have my footing, it starts to feel comfortable. Then I get too comfortable. Yeah, if I had just made an infinitely big Basking Broodscale, swapped my blade over to another spawn, and just did that infinitely, I didn't need to play the other Broodscale, did I? I guess no, I still would have had to play a blade at some point. But I could have Besaju'd one of the Eidolons. Yeah, so there's multiple ways for me to play around that, and I just didn't. Noted. Do we think they have hate? Probably. So may bring in Thief of Existence. Cutting some number of Delighted Halflings. Blue and black. Yeah, I think we run it like this. I guess I could actually keep one halfling in. Yeah, that just... I punted that game in so many ways. I'm like, oh, I can make infinite spawns, and with those infinite spawns, I can attack infinitely. Well, no, they don't have haste. Like, what am I thinking? I could have done that in a much more efficient way by just generating infinite mana, playing the blade, putting a second blade on the one Broodscale after Besajuing their Eidolon. That would have saved me an additional 2 life. And from there, I would have been able to just go off. I guess I already pressed yes, right? Am I crazy? Okay. Okay. So once again, this is a bit tricky. I will keep because we are one land away from winning. Because, again, we are looking for Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Right? I need a land from this Goblin Guide. A Walking Ballista. Unfortunate. So we'll pass at this point. Not much I can do. Yeah. For as good as a player as I made out to be, I always recognize that I'm only as good as I am familiar with the deck I'm playing, and still not horribly seriously a command. Oh no. Maybe I should have... Well, A, I should play this Blade of Bloodchief. B, I should have maybe mulliganed? Like, we're one land away from just having a potential win. In multiple ways, right? I just needed a land off this Goblin Guide. And now I think I die. Yeah, I die. So we should have won game one. We end up losing the match to a bad hand. We have 22 lands in the deck. And 54. I mean, we're looking at a bit better than 33%. And if we hit it, we just have a strong ability to win. Oh, hey, look at that, a land. A bit late. So unfortunate. Okay. Well, I will chalk that up to me not feeling fully confident with the deck. Right? It could have gone far better. Just for me going like, okay, I want to fetch this Prismatic Vista. I guess maybe that came down to pre-sequencing. Regardless, mistake is mistake. That said, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look. Okay, so all we're missing is the Blade of the Bloodchief. I will keep. We're able to play the Glaring Fleshraker on turn 2. Yes. So we're looking for a natural draw. If we don't find it, we have the Rumble. Burning Catacombs. Fetch. Overgrown Tomb Shock. Is this Yawg? This might be Yawg. Okay, we have the Ancient Stirrings now. We'll play Glaring Flesh and pass. Ancient Stirrings digs deeper than Rumble and is more or less the same cost. But Rumble could enable something slightly different? No. Regardless, we need the Blade of the Bloodchief, right? Yeah. There's Grist. Will they kill the Glaring Flesh? Yes, they will. Okay. Oh, we're in upkeep. Draw another Glaring Flesh. So I'm going to play Grove of the Burn Willows. We're going to play Glaring Flesh. We'll go to combat and attack Grist. And pass. Grist minus bug. Grist minus bug. Oh. Thoughtseize bug. Just making a Thoughtseize bug joke. Yeah, no, I got it. Because Grist bug, yeah. I see you now, opponent. It took me a moment. I was like, what? What are you on about? Oh, we have the win. So... Basking Broodscale? No, we should go Blade first, right? Go Blade of the Bloodchief. Basking Broodscale. Always yield triggers. And Bug Scoops. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Yawgmoth. Win for game 1. With it being Yawg. Thief of Existence. So I imagine they play Oof, right? Yeah, I imagine they play Oof, especially if they're playing GSC. So some number of Dismember is correct. Soulish Jailer's probably correct, as is Cage. Maybe we cut the might and 2 halflings? Like, the halflings are great in order to ramp us into Fleshraker, though, right? It's like, I kind of hate cutting the halflings. I guess we could cut Ballista. Either that or, like, a Ballista, a Emrakul. But then we still need to cut 2. Do we cut, like, an Aggie Soul? I don't know. Like, Jailer's good here. So maybe we do have to cut 2 Delighted Halfling. Run it like this? Yeah. Maybe cut an Aggie Soul instead of the Ballista? Hard to say. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have, like, Fatal Push, so, like, the Delighted Halfling gets worse. And everything in our deck gets hit by Push. Oh, we just have the hand. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep. We'll pass. We're gonna bait them with Halfling. So we can get removal out of their hand. Let's go Vista Fetch. For Forest. And Halfling. We're hoping that they use removal for Halfling. There's Verdant Cat. Forest. There's Grist again. They plus with Grist, though. So the problem now is that I guess we just hold, right? There's no reason for me to play anything, at least not any creature. So, like, maybe just hold with the Blade of the Blood Chief. Go Saga, Blade, equip Blade the Halfling, attack at Grist. Because as long as we then have 2, 5, 6. I guess we need 6. 6 mana? Is that right? We'll go Saga. I'll play Blade. Blade equip the Halfling. Go to attacks, attack at Grist. If they block, then Halfling grows. Otherwise, Grist takes 1. Okay, they don't block. Because we can go Temple, Fleshraker. With Fleshraker, we'll have 2. I'll be able to trigger... Okay, so here's the problem that I'm seeing right now. I can go Temple, Fleshrake, 2, trigger. We only have 1 then. Yeah, we're just off a bit. We're off by 1? Saga trigger. Temple. Okay, so we play the Temple, yes. Command. It creates 0/0/1 tokens. It doesn't create 1 that just dies. I mean, we can X 1, 2, 3. I mean, maybe an X0 creates 1, so it's not enough. So we need to hold out 1 extra turn and we win. Yeah, I think we hold out 1 turn, we win. So I think we just hold up the command then. I think that's correct. Because whatever piece we play just dies to Grist. They did grab Yawg. And we can exile Yawg? No. Oh, my cat wants out. I was like, I think my cat wants in, but no, she wants out. Fine. And we're doing a cat exchange? Me, go around the door. Okay. Now that I'm not being attacked by zombies in the shape of cats. So Grist makes a token, yeah. They can play Yawg. We cannot exile Yawg. We only have X equals 3. The problem is Yawg can then just kill whatever's on my board at instant speed, right? So there's Yawg. They kill the halfling. Did I put Pith inside? Or in main? No, I put Graph Diggers. That's not helpful. I guess the benefit is with Delighted Halfling having the blade, they can't actually kill Halfling, can they? I guess they can if the triggers are on the stack, right? I could make a construct, but I'm not sure if that's worth it. I'll just pass. Draw. Of course there's the cage now, so maybe Pith is correct in this matchup. Corda calling X1. Yawgmoth. Interesting. Yes, that resolves. I guess they're worried about cage. What do you have now? Okay, so you have a second Yawgmoth. Okay. So now you can theoretically draw through your deck. Do you start that process now? Yes. In order to interact with this, we're going to have to exile the Yawgmoth in Yard. So I will have to cast this now. Attempting to exile the one on field doesn't matter. So this will be 1, 2, 3. So we can exile 3 cards in Yard. There's nothing really else to exile reasonably, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's just it. Actually, okay. Let me confirm that I actually clicked on Yawgmoth for God's sake. I don't want to make that dumb of a mistake. Me. 1, 2, 3. Oh, but I need a green source. I guess we can play a green source. Maybe just do X equals 1. Maybe that's just correct. Yeah, we don't need to go deeper. Okay. X can't be 0. So 1, 2, 3. We can always make a colorless with the lighted halfling. Done. So now they can continue to sack in an effort to get rid of halfling, which they already are. Okay. Yes. Yes. Because, yeah, every time now that they do this, halfling gets bigger, they'll draw a card. That's fine. I guess maybe I shouldn't have tapped halfling in retrospect. So they were afraid of either the Grafdiggers or until end of turn. Do we resolve at this point? Until end of turn. Until end of turn. Always yield trigger. I don't always want to. I just want to yield this specific one. Okay, so they're just digging deep now, trying to find an answer, I suppose. Like, they can't get rid of the delighted halfling at this rate. Okay. Okay, we actually resolved. Oh, this shenanigans. I'll grab another blade. So I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. The thing is they can kill Broodscale. Is that right? Yeah, they could kill the Broodscales, the problem. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. If we cast Broodscale, they can immediately attempt to kill it in response to me trying to equip a Blade of the Bloodchief to it. I then would have no real recourse. So it might just be better for me to play a Saga. And then wait a turn? Play Grafdigger's Cage. Okay, so now they can't loop the Yawgmoth anymore. That's good, but they could still kill a Basking Broodscale on sight. So I guess maybe we just equip Blade to Halfling and pass? I guess they can just kill a Grist for what it's worth. I can only imagine they have to have an answer in hand. And they can kill the Halfling. Yeah, I definitely should not have tapped it for mana. Wait, I just realized something. Oh no. Yeah, I see my error. There's Aggie Soul. You don't have anything in yard worth exiling. You may sacrifice a creature. That creature is Yawg. That is fine. Oh no, you sacrifice the halfling, never mind. Yes. So now we have 4. All I need to do is manage a way for the Basking Broodscale to remain on board. Or for me to be able to adapt it in response to Yawg. However, they could have Oof. And Oof would stop me from equipping. There's a Wall of Roots. If they don't kill the spawn, I think we can play it. Dredger's Insight. There's not much there. I guess there's a Willowgeist. Alright. Does specify sacrifice another creature to combat. I'll take the 3. Do they let the spawn live? I don't imagine they would. Going to cleanup. Walking Ballista Yard. Interesting. Grove of the Burn Willows. So if I play Basking Brood, I can now go to equip Basking Brood. I can adapt in response, targeting Ballista. Resolves on Yawg. Deals 1 damage to any target. So I'll go down to 1. I'll take the damage, attempt to equip. Basking Broodscale trigger, or Blade of the Bloodchief triggers. So now you're trying to kill it. In response, I could attempt to adapt it. That'll force you to sack the Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth triggers, but Grafdiggers stops it. And then Basking Broodscale dies. The adapt fails, and I think at that point we just pass. Yes. Okay. A bit messy. At that point there's nothing else we can do. I guess we can hold up the blade to respond to sack the spawn in response to Yawg. Willowgeist. Gets a Grist. Now with Grist, you can start making many tokens and killing many things. Creates a token. Creates a token. Yeah, maybe we should also bring in Pith. Maybe we cut some number of Blade of the Bloodchief? I don't know. Like it's required for the combo. There is Haywire Might, which now I can get rid of Grafdiggers. But I think that's a bit late now. Instead, it's going to get rid of Saga. Oh. Interesting. Unfortunately, now whatever I play will die to Yawg. Unless I can deal with Yawg. So in response, this way they don't draw. And then pass. They'll proliferate. Ooh, 9 creatures in yard. Yes, that could prove to be an issue. Attack for 4. Down to 12. Another Basking Broodscale. The unfortunate truth is, though, we don't have enough, right? Because I'll just sack 2 to kill it. Huh. The thing is, we also need a way to ensure that we just don't die. Do we rumble? I suppose we rumble. But is that actually worth it? Flesh Rake will die. We won't be able to do anything with it. I suppose, yeah, we just rumble and maybe we get to Emrakul? Press X to doubt, but there's a Flesh Rake. So at most I can play Flesh Rake. And on the stack and pass, but I think we just die now. Interesting. So yeah, maybe Pith instead of something. It'll be on the play. I guess we can cut a gemstone. Dismember, triggers, they'll minus Grist, and then we'll take 9. And then lethal damage is on board? Yeah. Okay. I feel like I had a way out there, and I couldn't see it. I could be mistaken, though. Go to sideboard. So loss. I'll cut the gemstone for a pithy needle, because I do think that's relevant in this matchup. And then run it back like this still. Yeah, I feel like the sideboard definitely needs to be tuned. Okay, there's Halfling, there's Broodscale. We have multiple ways to find pieces. We can keep this. We go down to 6. So what are we looking for here? We go Halfling Shore. Another land off the top would be great. We can then Stirrings into something, right? Halfling. I guess even top decking. No, top decking into a Clarion Fleshwake really doesn't do much. There's a Yawgmoth. Draw. Grove of the Burn Willows is good. We could exile Yawgmoth here. That is a thought. I'm not sure it's relevant right now, but it could be if they have Grist, but they can't play Grist. So I think we go Malevolent Rumble. There's Blade of the Blood Chief. So now we have infinite. Okay, hold on. And then I will play Ancient Stirrings. There's Fleshrake. And done. And pass. And hold up the ability to respond. Because we can Fleshrake. So I need a land, I believe. Aggie Soul. And if that's it, okay, Ballista. Yes. So now you can ping the spawn, I suppose? Probably should. In response, we'll sack. I need a land. That would be ideal. Grafdiggers. Well, we can command. Yeah, I think we command here. Exiling the Yawgmoth. Done. And pass. I suppose they can hit the Delighted Halfling. Dredger's Insight. Takes Takanuma or Boseiju? I take the Boseiju. Takes Verge. And passes. Dismember. Doesn't really cut it. Afraid of removal. We can go Glaring Fleshrake. We can play the Blade of the Blood Chief. They'll draw these spawn, replaces itself. Okay, let's do that. There's Fleshrake. Aggie Soul grabs that. That's fine. Play Blade of the Bloodsheaf. It now replaces itself. Play Grafdigger's Cage. Again, replaces itself. Always yield. And always yield. I mean, if they do not kill the Flesh Rake, we just win. Dredger's Insight again. There's a Yawgmoth. So they can grab the Yawgmoth, they can give it a +1/+1 counter, but that doesn't kill the Flesh Rake. Land. Fetch. Could be an oof. Haywire Might. That is unfortunate. So a thought here is we could go for another blade. I think that's correct. I go for another blade. If Moto allows me to. Lag's been kind of intermittent, but when it happens, it's pretty bad. Ancient Stirrings. I guess actually a problem that I have here is that I don't actually have a way to play the second blade. There's Ballista. There's Emrakul. If we grab the Saga, it does replace the blade eventually. So let me grab Saga. Any order. Play Saga trigger. Play Broodscale trigger. And at this point you have to get rid of the blade. Equip blade to Broodscale. Yep, sacrifice the might. Blade down. And instead we'll go to combat. Agisul will grab the might, but they have nothing to put it on, basically. We'll hold up the Dismember. There's Yawg. On end step, we'll Dismember. In response. And pass. And draw. A second Glaring Flash. 1, 2, 3 triggers. One, two. Hello? Oh, Moto, for God's sake. And always yield yes. And then make a construct. Go to combat. And then pass and full. They're down to 5 now. We have the combo next turn, and even then, I think we just killed them from Glaring Fleshrake triggers. We have them double locked between Jailer and Cage. So they can't really do much in that regard. GG's. Yeah, apparently opponent just has Cord and Cauldron in hand and nothing else. I guess they could like Cord for 1, but then I don't know what for. Wish the clock difference wasn't so large. And the lag has been bad. I mean, I definitely took some time sequencing my turns as well, but that's why the chess clock's there. Like, yeah, I'm burning my own time trying to figure it out, but it is what it is. We took the win though, so I'll take that. Still definitely signs of where I'm missing some overall knowledge on the deck, where I'm not feeling 100% comfortable, but it's starting to click. Just barely. So bear with me as I continue to navigate it. That said, we'll be back for match 4. All right, and we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. This does look keepable because we can go turn 1 search with stirrings, but is that actually right? Should we go Saga? Because we go Saga, play Broodscale on 3. We can grab the Blade and then make Infinite. So no, I think we go turn 3 win because we have the command, right? Yeah, that seems right. So we go Saga, Boseiju, Basking, turn 3 waste, equip, adapt, infinite, command, search. Worst comes to worst, we find ourselves with Emrakul. Is this burn again? Or is it a Ragavan? Could be Ragavan. It's burn again. Okay, so now we have to be a bit more careful. Right? Grove the Burn Willows. We'll play Saga. Pass. I think game 2 we have to be a bit more wary of Saga turn 1 just because Wear Tear exists. Barbarian Ring. Bolt Wave. Okay. The question now becomes, do we think that they have targeted based removal? Fleshrake. Interesting. I think we still go for it, right? We play Boseiju. Play Basking. Now, if they don't have targeted removal, we win. And if they do, we have Ancient Stirrings to dig deep for another. Alright, I guess we'll see. They also could hold until our next turn when we go to combo off. That'd be the smartest play. That's suspect. That right there is suspect. So I'll grab the Blade of the Blood Chief. Play the Waste. I'll attempt to equip. Attempt to adapt. Always yes. Always yield. Oh shoot, it actually works. Always yield. Play Flesh Rake. Always yield. What's in your hand? I mean, we just have an infinitely big Broodscale, but does opponent concede? Opponent concedes. Okay. So we're against Burn again. Let's not punt this one away like we did last time. I will assume that they might have... I guess the main thing they would have would be... Oh, I am blanking out on it. It's the... Card enchantment. Not Rest in Peace. Stony Silence? Yeah, Stony Silence. So I'm assuming they have Stony Silence. So maybe just bring in the Thief. I guess we could bring in Force as well. Do we cut the Lighted Halfling? I mean, it's kind of bad into this matchup because it just gets hit. But like at the same time, if it gets hit by a burn spell, that's not damage towards me. Soul Cauldron's okay, but it's really only focused on our win. So maybe we cut Soul Cauldron Ballista, keep Halfling. That way it can turn to a Flesh Rake. Maybe. Just like do a 2-3 split. Run it like this. Yeah, that's my initial thought. Like normally in this matchup, I don't know. Okay, let's see here. So we have one piece. We have 8 pieces of combo in our deck. We have Ancient Stirrings. We can keep this. I'll pass. Then we go Prismatic, fetch for Forest, Ancient Stirrings. Sacred Foundry, Shock. Red for Riftbolt. Okay. So we're looking for... Okay, now we're only looking for one card. So, Forest. Ancient Stirrings. No Broodscale, take the Temple, though. The nice thing about Stirrings, it does dig us deeper now. There's the Riftbolt. Do we play the Flesh Rake next turn is the question. I guess it depends on whether or not they have a body on board. Especially one that we could exile. I feel like they would have played that last turn, though, if they had one. So I feel like they're just slinging spells. Scouting Tarn. Fetch. Mountain. Okay, Skewer the Critics and Seal of Fire. Huh. So now the Glaring Flesh looks really bad, is the problem. Haywire Mite's looking good, though. So, play Haywire Mite. You should probably just sack it now, because otherwise I can just target force and I'll gain 2, so it's kind of net neutral. And then pass. Yep, so like I said, net neutral. But it means now that they don't have a way to just destroy my Glaring Fleshraker on board, which is relevant. Seal of Fire, interesting. I feel like that's normally seen with what, Chandra's Immolator? Is that the right card? It's like 6, 7 mana, gets reduced for each non-combat damage done that turn. Fetch. So all we're looking for now is the Basking Broodscale. We do have 4 types in Yard. There's a Rift Bolt. So again, we're kind of hesitant to play the Fleshrake because it's just going to get hit. There's a Thief of Existence. That's relevant. I'll play the Temp. Bit wary of playing the Blade right now just because of Wear Tear and Smash to Smithereens. I'll take 3 down to 10. I mean, next turn we technically have an Emrakul, which is odd. I never cast Emrakul. Because we'll have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, Bolt Wave, 7. I was right about the Incinerator. Look at that. Okay. We'll go to end step. We're obviously not killing the Incinerator. Let's try and find the Broodscale. If we find the Broodscale, we win. No Broodscale, so I think we bottom all. Yeah. Ballista. Okay. Finding like all the pieces except for the Broodscale. Maybe this is why a Traverse Luval, it's not a bad idea. Gemstone. So 6, 10, 11, 11, 14, 15. So we have 15. Minus 3 is 12, plus 1. So yes, we can do a lot here. So Glaring Fleshrake. Cast Blade of the Blood Chief, it replaces itself. Always yield, yes. Always yield, yes. I'll play Ballista for 0. And stack. Always yield. And then Emrakul. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wish I could have equipped the blade. And then pass. I guess I could have equipped the blade there. There's Boros Charm, Boros Charm. Target player or planeswalker. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to a player, deals to target creature or planeswalker that player controls. So we'll go to draw. Sunbait Canyon. And opponent's going to scoop it up. All right. Honestly, first time in a hot minutes I've actually been able to cast the Emrakul, but when it works, it works. I feel like we played that well. We played around their threats that were going to destroy our creatures. I think that's one thing that I'm having to learn is just how to play around my opponent's spells. But we're getting there. The deck's starting to make more and more sense to me. So I'm happy about that. I always like learning new decks because that's how I learn how to beat them. But like Broodscale's not really in the meta right now, so like it's not as ingrained in me, which is beneficial for me to like learn these fringe decks because like I know how to play against the top end of the meta, right? It's night and day. But like these fringe decks, Broodscale, I guess even Yawgmoth, Affinity, stuff like that. Those might be the decks that I need to pick up and learn because that way it'll help me play against them when I'm playing, any deck really. That said, though, we'll be back for match 5. All right, and we're back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. We have Aggie Soul Cauldron and Stirrings. So what I need is a Broodscale and a Blade of the Bloodchief. And if we can mill over a Walking Ballista, we win. I'll keep and pass. We'll go Grove, Stirrings, Temple, Rumble, Aggie. This looks like it's Affinity. To Besage or not to Besage you is the question. I think we hold Besage for now. We'll play Grove. Ancient Stirrings. There's Ballista. And that's fine that we didn't rumble over it. Any order. And pass. Because we can always throw it into the grave for free. There's Springleaf. Springleaf. Do you have a Thopter? No Thopter. Play Temp. And Rumble. There's the Basking Broodscale. Okay. Only thing we're missing now is the Blade of the Bloodchief. And pass. If we can get the Blade of the Bloodchief, we might just be able to win. I am a bit worried about a Metallic Rebuke, though. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Metallic Rebuke would be difficult for me to deal with. Emery. Okay. Still going. Looks like this is going to be a Kappa. Now the good news is this means that we don't... There's no way for us to get rebuked. K command. Now we could go digging. So we can play Temple. Okay. I'll cast the Broodscale. Cast Broodscale. Play Aggie Soul. Walking Ballista for 0. Aggie Soul, grab Ballista from yard. Always yes, and always yield. At this point, we can... There's no point in adapting again, but actually there is. I can remove and ping Emery. and then adapt. Green, and then remove ping Emery, and then pass. So not much else to do right now. Next turn we can command, try and dig for the blade. Okay. Make a token. It's big. I'll take the damage. If they have a rebuke, I think they win. If they don't, then we do. Temple. I guess we can just make sure that we can pay 3. Yes, we can do that by holding up the spawn token, Burn Willows, and Aggie Soul. Done. There's Glaring Flesh Rake. The problem is I don't think that's enough. So bottom, bottom, bottom. I mean, I can top. I can't destroy... I guess I can destroy, actually, the Kappa. Yes, we can destroy the Kappa. Okay, maybe that's enough. Okay. I'll put Glaring Flesh... Oh, you don't need Glaring Flesh, do we? We can destroy the Kappa with Basking. And then make another blocker with the Basking Broodscale. The only thing that I get worried about is that them hasting a construct. So I need 2 blockers. I'm going to say bottom and top. Aggie Soul. So not enough. Okay. So I'm going to destroy Kappa now or wait? 1, 2, 4 for the ward. I can make another blocker with the Broodscale. So I think we just pass. Yeah. They make the construct as expected. Do they have boots? If they have boots, we're in trouble. They don't. They have Shadow Spear. That's okay. Well, actually, no, it's not. If they equip it to the construct. Oh, thank God. I don't know why you do that to something that is already unblockable, but I'll take it. Okay, so I can't block that. So I will simply Bosage you. Ward 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Kappa down. I can't block, so we'll take. We can go to end step. Equips it to the construct, that's fine. End step. Aggie Soul. Targeting, I don't know, Emery? Yes. Triggers. And no reason to do anything else right now. Draw. Ancient Stirrings. I'll play a land for turn. Ancient Stirrings. There's the Blade of the Bloodchief. Any order. Because now, since we have the ability of Emery, even if they could have countered it, we could have brought it back. Perfect. Win for game one. Not sure if I have much of a sideboard plan here, though. Haywire Mite's already good, so that's solid. Vexing Bobble's interesting. I mean, it hits Bobble, hits would probably play Opal and Amber. Jailer's decent. Dismember's good. Force is great. I mean, there's actually a lot here that looks good. Veil might be relevant because of Consign and Rebuke. So, like, I think we have too much. Yeah, I think we have too much. We cut 2 halflings. Do we bring in the Bauble? Is the Bauble relevant enough? Like, yeah, it gets rid of all their zeros. But then what? Not sure. Jailer's relevant, but is it enough? Like, yeah, it stops Emery, but that's about it. We could go Dismember to take out Emery and Tamio. I think that's relevant. What do we take out for it? Aggie's Soul is good against Emery. Maybe take out an Emrakul and a Ballista? Like that? I guess another question, they definitely can't run anything that stops artifacts because of their artifacts wouldn't work either. So maybe we keep it like this? Let's try this. I can't cut any other green spells because of force. This doesn't have much going for it, I'd feel. We have Ballista. Ballista means we need Aggie, Blade, and Broodscale. We're missing 3 pieces and only one way to find it outside of draws. Now, obviously between those 3 pieces, we have Aggie, which is 3 hits, right? Because did we cut an Aggie? We did not. So 3, 7, 11. So we have 11 hits, but only to find 1. And that's the thing. I mean, maybe we do keep it. I'm going to mulligan. I think they're better hands. There's Flesh Rake. There's Glaring. Not much better. I'll keep this one, though. Drop a Vista. We have Besage at least. Maybe the first one was worth keeping if we had 11 hits off top. Draw. Another Flesh Rake is nice. I'll play Vista and pass. Put a pause on end step. I mean, double Flesh Rake is really good. There's no denying that fact. Opal's online. No way. I just get had. Okay, thank God. Emery. Opal, Crypt, Portable Hole. I was like, what if my opponent names Prismatic Vista? That would be upsetting. We'll take a waste. We can get rid of the Pithy Needle with Beseju, as well as Might. I think I go Aggie Soul here, though, and we can get rid of whatever Emery targets. Tormod script is fine. Not too concerned about that. Ornithopter. Maybe Vexing Bauble is worth it. I'll take the Opal. No more Opal for you. One card in hand. Rumble. We have a Might to deal with the Pith, so we can play the Besage and play Flesh Rake. We need to apply pressure at some point. And pass. So right now we need Blade of the Blood Chief and Basking Brood. I will play another Glaring Flesh. I'll play a Haywire. Yes to each of these. And yes to each of these. Glaring Flesh is a significant threat. Alright, at this point, I will pass. I should have exiled something of Aggie last turn. That was on me for not. Go to combat. End step. Aggie. I'm going to get rid of the portable hole. The fun thing about Aggie, we can activate the Might now with the Eldrazi Spawn. No reason to do so right now, though. But I'm just going to scoop it up. I'll take it. And I guess next turn I can start just paying off with Haywire Might. And then exiling lands. Yeah. Alright, we'll take the win. I think they could have played it out, but I can understand why they scooped. Yeah, maybe I should have just activated Might, exiled land, Aggie, Might, target, spawn. Well, they have the Crypt, so we're not going to do that. Never mind. Yeah, the fact they have Crypt makes it a bit more difficult. Though I guess we could have Haywire Might, target Crypt. They activate Crypt in response. Since we sacked as part of cost, we sacrifice Aggie, target Crypt, and then or target Might. That way it tucks it underneath. Yeah, so it would have been fine regardless. Cool. All right, well, solid league outside of like my absolute blunder in game 2. Match 2, game 1. Absolute blundered that. We had the win. I just needed to, not fetch. I'm doing better, but I still have the bad habit of pre-sequencing, and that, once again, was a prime example of that. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I have Prismatic Vista. On end step, I'm going to fetch. Sees Goblin Guide show Agatha Soul Cauldron for the win. Oh, that's the win. Proceeds to end step, fetch. Immediate regret. So I still do sometimes struggle with that pre-sequencing. But I would say for those who have watched me for a while, where that was definitely a more significant issue I experienced, we're in a much better place than where it once was. So the more times this issue happens, the more times I correct myself, the more times I take note of it, the better off we'll be. But with that being said, honestly, I'm starting to like it. We're starting to see the lines of code in the matrix to where it's starting to make sense. With that being said, as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do let me know by hitting the like button, commenting down below let me know, or comment if you saw any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or just some general feedback. I'm still very new to this deck. In comparison just this season alone, I have played over 232 matches with Teamer or with Eldrazi Ramp. Not just with Teamer, mix of Gruul, mix of Teamer. That was just for this season. Last season, I think it was another 200, 300 matches. So, like, in total, I have over, like, 500 matches alone with Eldrazi Ramp. I know that deck inside and out and sideways. Statistics on every single draw. This deck, though, still learning. So, like, if you have some insight on how to play this deck better, if you have resources in the way of primers, guides, or videos, please do let me know. I really do want to learn this deck. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Once we've mastered this deck, then we'll start moving on to a different one. Rinse, repeat. Just so that way we kind of broaden our horizons, play more Eldrazi decks, have a lot of fun, and maybe even write another deck guide, but this time for Basking Broodscale. Of course, I'm still working on the one for Eldrazi Ramp. Do not worry if you are already subscribed to my Patreon. That will continue to be worked on in addition to me working on Basking Broodscale combo. But last but not least, if you are not subscribed and have reached this point in the video, please do consider subscribing. We're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. With that being said, folks, I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.